In my work as coach and trainer throughout the years, one of the most frustrating things about me has been that you clients feel that I should just give you a meal plan and a workout plan. Why do I have to be so deep and reflecting on life? You get, Pauline, stop being a philosopher. And many times it became a little bit of a frustration because I felt, how many diet plans do you need to sign up for? How many times are you gonna start over? And how come you never want to take it as a great starter on a conversation about how to actually keep going and evolving instead of trying to start over? The thing is, your body doesn't start over. And you are a sum of all your choices and actions up to this day. The more you live your lifestyle, the more your body and your mind will take shape of it. The more you're on and off, the more the destructive, self-sabotaging routine hits you like mosquitoes and flies around the poop. It's just easier to break down and get fatter and lose muscle than it is to build muscle and stay lean or get lean in the first place. The reason why I am a philosopher is I love to reflect on life. I love to think and I love to reduce my thoughts, because that is when I get clarity and get my epiphanies. And the difference is, for me, as in work with nutrition and scientific stuff like the body, is that I know that it does not matter how experienced and how much knowledge, information you have about how to track macros and micros, how to, keep a food journal or count your reps and your load. It doesn't matter how scientifically excellent you are, you're still gonna have a human nature of, you might not do it, you might be inconsistent in doing it, you might be demotivated to do it. So what is the point? To sit and talk about everything you know from reading a book means you can be so smart and so intelligent that you can pretty much just tell the whole world exactly how to change your body, how to do it every day for years, and still not gonna do it yourself, or cannot show that you know what you're talking about. So when you want to diet plan and ask me, well, I just want something easy to simple to follow, then I wonder how simple is it you need? If I tell you, here are your calorie budget for the day, here's the food like a basket system that you're gonna get and consume in a day, here's your frozen bag, here are your cans of chicken, here's a protein powder. You don't have to think more. How much simpler can it be? And I know you hear everyone else say that it's impossible, or life happens, or you're too busy. How busy do you need to do this? Here's your big bowl. Open up the bag of frozen vegetables. Let it thaw or microwave it or put it in the oven. Add your eggs. Add your seasoning, add a spoon of olive oil and eat it. I forgot you need a spoon. Did I say that? So it's not really about the simplicity that is lacking. That once you understand nutrition, have the one-on-one, this is macros, this is protein, fats, carbs, this is calories, this is how much energy your body needs. You gotta free up fat by staying consistent with your calorie budget that is going to provide a deficit over time. And it's not the cheat day that makes you lean, it's all the days up to a cheat day, if you have a cheat day, that is the work that you see happen. So simplicity is there, and for me as a coach, I need more in my life as working with clients. It's not enough for me to put you on a diet plan that I know that it's not going to last this time either, because only the thing that is built on a lifestyle, there is no deadline, but because you need a diet until you die. It's funny how it sounds the same. And unless you want to revert back to your basic default body, you're gonna have to enjoy and upkeep the way of life. It's like having a family life. You signed up for having children, a house, taking care of them. You can't just quit one day and start over when you're in the mood. It takes that marriage to yourself to be able to sit with yourself when you are demotivated, to find a way and stop acting on impulses. That's the simplicity of it. And I understand it gets frustrating then when you just want it to be that here you have the plan, now just do it. And then that is a whole other layer, whole other level with work, that I rather want you to understand why you're acting the way you do, why you don't want to solve your problem really, because when you do, you're terrified about losing that little kind of exit off your dedication that you kind of want, like the cheat day mentality. That's why I'm not a fan of the cheat day per se. It's not at all that I'm saying you shouldn't have anything that is special, that doesn't serve any purpose, but just pure bliss. But it's a whole mentality about the negativity, even the word of cheat, to get away, that it sparks the kind of excitement about getting away from doing something that is bad. And here you are using it like a mind sex fantasy that, ooh, can't have it, oh, I want it, oh, I can't have it, gotta resist, oh, the big fall and succumb, now you feel bad, spank me up, baby, right? So yeah, I don't roll that way. I know that all my choices I become, so I have only myself to keep accountable for it. So for me, I've taken out the allure of trying to cheat myself behind my own back. Never served me. I don't like to write a story about myself. And if I don't want to write the story, I can't live it, because then I'm like a duck, thinking that somehow I'm just gonna pretend it didn't happen. I got a bigger ego for myself than to accept to have that behavior. So the ego gets a lot of blame and slap. But hey, it's good to have a little bit, because if you didn't have an ego, you wouldn't even care about achieving your goals or get somewhere out of your way from kind of not pushing yourself to your full potential, to not see that you have everything you need in order to succeed. So I am a philosopher, and that is kind of the thing, that my clients who realizing that you have had enough of meal plans, enough of starting over, enough of feeling that you hate yourself because you never follow through, that's when I come into the picture. Because that means life investment, that you're not going to be able to transform your body without transforming your mind. It's going to take longer than you want. And then I'm asking you, what is the hurry? You can't speed it up anyway, but it's got to take time, or you're just going to have that anxiety and the pressure of failing and not being able to be on your best behavior every day. You won't. So you should already there prepare for it. It takes that repetitive showing up day in and day out, to have the talk with your coach, to want to discuss instead of feeling embarrassed that you once again happened and you let yourself off the hook. You are human. You always have a chance to go back on your word. You gotta expect and watch and just be to kind of want to observe yourself without being judging, so you feel so embarrassed and ashamed that you can't show up. You're gonna run away. In my work then as a coach, having those diet epiphanies with you and talk about the behavior, the way you keep up living your life, how you change, you deeply recondition your mind, and what happens with your whole life, your perception. That's the beauty. That's what I love. So I get so excited when my clients succeed and want to tell me how you win over yourself, and how it was like one moment you felt you wanted to kind of cheat and kind of forget about it, and then you remember you're going to have a call with me, and that stops you and thinking, wait, do I want this tomorrow? Just right now. And then you use the tools we talk about, and it's fun, it's exciting, it's rewarding, it's the best thing. So for me, the science of macros and nutrition has never really been my thing, because I know it's not what's going to make or break. It's going to be what is limiting you. The knowledge is one thing. Understanding is another. Wanting to do it and put it together and have patience is a whole other one. Yesterday I had a great conversation with my sister. We talked about life and what we do and what we love to do, how and so on. My sister is a singer. And for me, I love changing my client's life. I love being part of that self-evolution, self-awareness. It's addicting and it's just very satisfying work. It's not satisfying at all to hand out diet plans and workout plans that I know that any AI can just put together. That I have so many cookie cutter plans that you can do, but you're in way coming and kind of end up there where you're realizing that it's not a lack of diet plans. It's not a lack of having new recipes. It's not that you get so bored with the training and you don't know what to do. It comes down to this of wanting to go deeper inwards, to want to motivate yourself, to change your self-talk, and realizing that if you keep on holding up to this kind of fears and then you also don't want to kind of realize that you are not in a diet prison because you can't get out. You are a diet prisoner because you kind of want to have that escape and then to have to start over, the typical yo-yo diet. And you love to talk about how you have handcuffs on yourself in diet prison, which is BS. Because you just want it to be like that, so you can live up to your cheat day where you hate yourself after, but you forget that every time because it's like a drug addiction. That you can kind of stay on parole and behave until you come to the same vacation moment or the same holiday season. Now you go back into that mode and you give up again. I know it feels like you can't control yourself, that it just kind of falls into the same habits. You are a creature of habits, me too. That's why it's so important to stay positive and focus on the day, not go ahead of you and think about what I'm gonna do in the future when I can't keep up. What am I gonna do on my vacation when I can't eat my meals? What am I gonna do when I have to go out and socialize? What am I gonna do? Instead, think about it's not going to be a problem when you enjoy what you do and you know the simplicity of it. So yeah, I am a philosopher. You can get frustrated with me that I need to have these long, kind of deep reflecting things. So yesterday then, in the conversation, for me, it's all about this, that I love what I do, that I would do this without being paid or not. Like if I'm not, I think and I reflect and I write and I practice my self-awareness routine with Fitness Life and the forever daily routine of eating well, training hard, take care of my body and my mind, be present. That is priceless, that there's nothing that could buy my attention to focus on something else that I don't want to do. Me too, been young and having jobs and have to pay for my fitness passion before it became a paycheck. Now it's just, I would never trade my time, the way I live, for something else. Nothing gives me more satisfaction than working with one-on-one, to working with clients, to work in groups and kind of lead you and motivate you and kind of give you those lessons. I love when my clients are asking for things like, that you don't know how to count your protein, you don't know how to simplify it. You ask because I'm not judging you by not knowing. I want to teach you. I got the patience of an angel when you are allowing yourself to be a student just like myself. That there's no point in trying to be this kind of masterpiece who knows everything, who has nothing to learn, because that means you're constipating your mind. You are closed off. You're old. When you're not eager to learn something better, or you rather be holding on to something you made up is the way, but it's not because it's not working for you. When you kind of want to let go of that and you can humble yourself, realizing that there might be other ways that are better than my own, let's see, then you're on to something. So yesterday then we talked about this, we had this kind of brainstorming, or what do you say, when you write down on your paper, you make like a drawing and your different areas. Like I have different areas in my work life and things that I love in my daily routine. Not one of those I'm married to, as in I just love my freedom of not having to go to cubicle, not having to be on someone else's terms. I love my work, so I show up. I don't need a boss to tell me how to do it or what to do. I love working with teams. And a big difference from when I was younger and now is I want to build with other people to expand and bring greater overall change in consciousness in mind and nutrition, health and body, happiness, rather than being the only rooster or that my name has to be on the highest level. It doesn't. I'm just Pauline. For me, I do this with the rest of the world or not. It doesn't change how I feel about it. You know, so I love to have an impact on the world, and being alone isn't the way to make an impact. And recently then with my suspension on Facebook and Messenger, which killed some of my work areas, if not one of the biggest, I'm just so happy that I just let it go. Like, okay, that's it. I'm not gonna fight or appeal and dispute this. It's not worth it. Because all the time that goes into that, I'm not willing to give that to a big monster like Meta anymore. So that was like a big freedom. And if I were still looking for, let's say, when I was young and I was training to achieve my pro card level and I was young and fearless and I just had this drive, I am so happy that I loved the lifestyle so much that from the start I knew it was never going to be finished, and that was what I loved the most. So when you can come to that and think that there is no diet problem to solve, it's a program with me. There's no body that is a problem. It's your mind's perception of it that can just require a little refinement. When you realize you have everything, and if you want to be complaining and frustrated that you're not looking good enough or that you're not strong enough, you're always comparing. When you're kind of realizing that, why are you not wanting to be happy, right? What is it that you're scared of losing? It cannot be so big a deal with your body if you keep on quitting on it, right? Because doing the opposite to you, what you know is the way. Like eating healthy, training hard, be patient, be happy. Be on that plan day in, day out. If you don't see that is the way, because you keep on falling off and sabotage, after some time of that kind of, you go through your behavior change and your aha moment, then it cannot be that important. Because if I really want to go to Brazil, I would be a fool if I book a ticket to Iceland and then I wonder how the heck did I end up here, right? So with me, you gotta be prepared to have philosophy with me, as in thinking and talking and be open and honest. Because that's what I love the most about life. To have a mind that I can expand, that everything of that changes my body. I've never wanted to be younger. And now when I'm over 40, 43, I feel like, man, imagine if I'm lucky to be alive when I'm 75. How much different I would be thinking then. And I'm so happy that already now I have solved this of criticizing the body or never wanting to be happy, because somehow I remember, it's so weird now, but I could not let myself be happy unless I was so-called perfect. And somehow the perfection, even though I knew it wasn't something that was going to be done, it was still something I have to chase all the time. Not doing it was frowned upon for myself. Now, well, who cares, right? Because I love the fit feeling. And since I live it and I love it, my body reflects it. So that's what I want you to know. Be happy being yourself. Take it as the best gift that you got yourself to work on. If you were perfect, you would be boring. If your body had no so-called flaws or imperfections, what the heck are you doing with your time then? It's great to have things. It gives you another kind of perspective. And in my life, of the people who I've been most drawn to have had the strength of mind that always reflects in the body. And if it's not reflecting in the body, it's usually just because some incident or some accident have shaped that to be physically not possible. But that's one of a kind of people, exception to the rule. Because here's the thing, you do become what you regularly do. But you are also not your body. You, not today. You have been. So let's say today that you really want to become this way that you have in your mind is yourself, that you could be if you stopped holding yourself back. The only trade is gonna have full commitment. Marrying yourself to be your own best friend. Not on just the good mood days or when you're motivated after forgetting about it and sabotaging. Like every day. Then is that too much? Are you just worth kind of a half investment for yourself? Are you okay with never achieving any of your goals because you just don't have the time? Then think about it. Because time is the thing we can't buy back. And the only thing you need is time for yourself. Not full-time 12 hours a day in training, but to master your diet. And your diet is not only nutrition, it's what you think, what you consume in energy, your people, friends, everything, how you think about yourself. When you master that, you master life, so it doesn't matter, everything else will fall into place. That's the way I see it.